Munoz. Okay, so if this person shows up, we'll dismiss it.
Then Valdez and
24 people.
oh, I was thinking, what nobody shows up? Yes. And I don't know which one of the Valdez, because we have two Valdez and on there she didn't specify. Arturo Valdez. And then it said Reveles.
Okay, so say I'm just going to look at the names individually, right? I mean, because there's nothing that shows that there's an officer or not. Court. I don't know what the court is, I guess. This is ADA, but on this, is that the,
Yes, that's De Leon.
how's, is he on his phone or something?
Yes,
Okay.
because he said, do you want me to just log on from my phone? And I said, it's up to you if you want to do that.
Okay. Well,
Unless you just want to go, did I bring you the docket? No, I didn't bring you a docket. Let me get you the docket, Judge, and maybe it'll be easier that way, or do you just want to go down the,
no, does the docket have the officer name too on it?
yes.
Yeah, let me look at
Okay,
that.
so then, these are it, these are the ones that will not be here. I don't know if Trooper Valdez is a
I'm sorry. Looking for
Trooper
Valdez.
Valdez, yes. Because they didn't specify which one was the one that wasn't gonna show. Unless it's both of them.
I don't see a Valdez.
But De Leon was saying, and then Andrea Nunez, you know, that's the interpreter.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna let
Him and
I guess-
Andrea.
Andrea Nunez. Morning.
Good morning, Judge.
So this is the first time we're doing this online, so we're just gonna see how it goes. I'm going to, for instance, right now, there's 24 people in the waiting room. The problem I'm having is that the officers aren't, I'm just gonna find them from their name. So let me just go through the list first, and I'm gonna bring on the ones that we have an officer and a defendant. And then we'll kind of narrow it down from there.
Okay.
Get a list.
Let me get you the docket.
What's that? Oh, so if I look on the docket, I can see which one. Okay, the first one is number 14. Mr. Papadakis, do you have a number docket by
Yes,
chance?
Judge.
Okay, so the first one is, and Andrea, do you have a doc? Oh, I guess you don't need it. You do have a docket?
I do have the, yeah.
Okay, so first one's gonna be number 14. Javier Vences. Bring both of them on. Let's see. Miss saw him. Where was it? There he is. Mit de Leon. Mit. Morning. Trooper De Leon, if you can unmute. And then Mr. Vences, if you can, I don't know if you're connected to audio, connect audio, you're connecting now.
Buenos días, señor Vences. ¿Sí nos escucha?
You unmute, there we go.
Sí, sí los escucho. Yes.
Muy buenos días.
Okay. So we're all, oh, I think one of you need to turn off. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, if you need to trace your record. I'm a little feedback.
Buenos
Just raise your right hand. You swear the testimony about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Juro que el testimonio que va a dar hoy es la verdad y nada más que la verdad con el amparo de Dios. ¿Lo jura?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Vences, you were cited for failure to secure load. How do you want to plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, okay. Okay, Mr. Papadakis, you want to go ahead and start with Ms. Trooper De Leon?
Yes, Judge. The state calls its first witness, De Leon. Will you please state your name
Andres de Leon,
and what is your occupation?
Texas
We're
Highway
gonna- Ms. Nunez, how do you want to translate? Do you want to translate after each question or?
Sorry about that.
I think he understood. So, Mr. Vences, you understand English?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mr. De Leon. What is your occupation?
I work for as a Texas Highway Patrol
Okay.
trooper.
And how long have you been a trooper?
10 years.
And what are your current duties?
I'm a supervisor for the 4B01 district here in El Paso, and I do traffic enforcement.
Okay. Do you recognize Mr. Vences?
Yes,
And do you recall what occurred on February 11th of this year?
yes,
Were you wearing a uniform on that date?
yes.
And were you on a marked vehicle?
Unmarked with lights and siren vehicle.
Okay. And can you please tell me about the encounter with the defendant?
I noticed a lot of cars moving, changing lanes. I drove up to see what was going on. It was a truck tractor with a load of rocks. I got behind the vehicle. It was throwing rocks out of the trailer. It damaged my hood and my windshield. I conducted a traffic stop and made contact with the defendant.
Thank you, sir. No further questions, Judge.
Mr. Vences, do you have any questions of Trooper De Leon?
No, guilty beyond my control of the weather that was going on that day. It was very windy and I had my load secure and I had water on my load, Your Honor. And anything beyond that, I couldn't do anything much about it with the load. I was carrying like almost a type red, like sand type. on the load.
I gave him that one and it's still wrong. But let me just check.
The load didn't have any rock on it. It was a red type of sand, like sand type.
Okay. Ms. Papadakis, do you have any questions of Mr. Vences?
No, Judge.
Okay. So decided for let me see here. Fair to secure load, improperly secure load. Was it tarped, Trooper De Leon, or
What's sir?
is this where the truck, it wasn't tarped, or how was it unsecured?
He did not have the tarp. He actually put it afterwards. TxDOT assisted so they could, so he could get off with traffic control since we're on I-10, and he could get off and secure it properly with the covering because it was not over the load. He said that people at the yard did not secure it right for him. And I told him that if there was issues with the tarp or anything, they had to come on site and make sure the vehicle wasn't trying, because it was damaging cars. It damaged my patrol unit.
Mr. Ventus, you look like you want to state something?
Yes, I would like to say that the statement that the officer is telling is not true. I'm a professional driver, Your Honor. As soon as I get loaded, I make sure my tarp is on my load, and if it's a loose material, I make sure that it's wet. It will be beyond to the destination that it should. We never leave our trucks without a load on, regardless of whatever we're carrying on our trucks. So the statement that the officer is making is not true on that. The officer was very angry, and when he approached me about having damage to his car, and I think that was not really very professional of him. I know he would have been very upset of having supposedly damaged his hood and windshield, Your Honor. And I did my work by having my load covered. I did tell the officer that in order to fix the load more, I will need to uncover it. And I got on into the load with a shovel. And by that time, the officer was still there. He should have probably seen me with his camera on his cop car, raising the tarp on that and getting on top of the load with a shovel on it.
Based on testimony on finding of guilty, it's going to be a $250 fine plus the cost. Okay, Mr. Vince, we have your email correct?
Yes.
Okay, we will email you a copy of the order.
Okay.
Trooper De Leon, can you ask Juanita, is that what we're going to do? Are we going to be emailing them to the defendants?
Yes, we'll email it.
I'm sorry? Yes?
Yes. we'll
Okay,
email it.
okay, great. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trooper.
And then you all can exit in the meeting. Or Mr. Ventus, if you want to end. Thank you. If I can put them out. Okay. Let me see if I can identify another pair. Oh, there's one here. Let's see. There's an Officer Munoz that has left the department. So I'm going to see if this person, Armando Emmanuel Elise Garcia. No, I don't see them. Okay. Okay, bear with me. I'm just going to try to find an officer. Alfredo Amaya. No. Vamos. Armas. Okay, here's a Armas. Okay. Hi, Mr. Amos, I can't see what, are you with the Sheriff's Department or the Texas?
Texas Game Warden.
Texas Game Warden, okay. Thank you. This is Richard Ronquillo. Have you had a chance to review this, your citation?
Yes, I have no recollection though, Your Honor.
Okay. No recollection. This is a, when was this given? This was given 2020.
Judge.
Down 20, okay, thank you. I do not see. Mr. Ronquillo online. Okay. Officer Armas, I'm going to note that you, officer has no recollection, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, if he signs on, we will dismiss it, but I'm going to wait till I can see if he signs on, okay? But you're discharged. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's your only one, correct? That's your,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, thank you. You're discharged. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, on this one, he locked himself out, so we sent him the link. He tried the passcode, it doesn't work, so I don't know if you want to just call
We'll call
him.
him. Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to look for another officer. Let's see, we've got. Juanita, do we want to try to call the officers to see if they're going to log on? Would it be worth it, or can we?
Mm,
Like for instance, Alfredo Amaya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5.
and he's not on there?
He's
On
not-
the list? No?
I don't see him anywhere.
Let me see.
Well, see if you have contact information first, and if you do, in the meantime, I'm gonna get, I just saw an officer, who was it? It was
Samuel Carr is on.
Samuel Carr. I'm gonna get Samuel Carr, okay. Mr. Carr, okay. Samuel Carr has 1, 2, yes, Mr. Carr has 3, and they're 9, 10, and 11. Hi, you're a game warden, is that correct, Mr. Carr? Okay, thank you. Can you unmute, please?
Okay, seven.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so the first one we're gonna do is I'm gonna, there's the defendant Ahmad Din.
Muhammad Ahmad.
Yes,
Yes, Honor.
so I'm gonna give him a call. 1 second. Okay, yeah, let's see.
Please enter your authorization code. Hello.
Is this Mr. Ahmad Muliaddin?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if you could each raise your right hand. Mr. Muliaddin, you have your right hand raised?
Yes, I'm right.
You swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So if you got.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Muliaddin, I believe, you were charged with criminal trespass. How do you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty, okay. So can you all hear Mr. Muliaddin?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, do you want to go ahead?
Okay, the state calls its first witness, Mr. Carr. Mr. Carr, will you please state your full name?
My name is Samuel Carr.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a Texas game warden for Texas Parks and Wildlife.
And how long have you been a game warden?
About a year and a half.
And do you have any more experience besides being a game warden?
Yes, sir. I served as a reserve deputy for the Hudspeth County Sheriff's Office for about 8 months before I took this job.
Okay, and what are your current duties?
My current duties are as a state police officer to enforce all state laws and to include Parks and Wildlife Code, which would be the hunting, fishing, and boating laws.
Do you recall what happened on or about November 5 of 2020?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I do.
Were you wearing a uniform on that day?
Yes, I was.
Were you on a marked vehicle?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that date, please?
Yes, I was researching Facebook. We do this often as a practice for investigations to catch people committing crimes. And the defendant had posted that he had been out at trespassing and fishing at the Portland Cement Reservoir. So I made contact with him. And on that day, I issued him a citation for criminal trespass.
Are there signs out there that says it's private property?
Yes, sir. There's more than 3 or 4 signs out on that property to include at the entrance where he did enter the property.
Okay, thank you. I pass the witness, Judge.
Mr. Mujahideen, do you have any questions of Officer Carr?
I don't have any question for him, but I can proceed with my case if you give permission.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I have all the pictures and videos of that place. I cannot show it right now. Your Honor, that time I was like 3 or 2 to 3 weeks ago, I came from New Mexico, just new in the area. And that time when somebody moves to a new city, people use Google Maps for navigation. So that's what I did. I do research. I'm a scientist at UTEP. I do research, and when I have some free time in the evening, I try to go somewhere for fishing. And when I did the Google Map, the nearest fishing spot, I don't know it right now, but I have it here. It shows the nearest one is the Portland Cement Reservoir, Your Honor. And before going there, I did several research, like how people review that place. It shows it's a nice place for fishing. I can show the Google review, all the documents, and people ask if it is open to public or it is private, and everybody says it is open to public and good place for fishing. I have all the documents, and the local radio channel and the local official channels, they all promoted that place as a nice place to visit. So in the evening, I just get into my car about 5:30 and got to the place and went to the lake, and I got some fish. And when I get some fish, I try to make some friends here, local friends for fishing. So I posted the picture in a Facebook page. And one of the people over there asked me, where is this location? It's a nice fish. So I said it is Portland Cement Reservoir. I didn't have any idea about that place, that it can be something private. I always fish in New Mexico for last a couple of years, and nothing happened like that. And next day, I get a call from Warden Carr saying that I got into a place where it is not open to public and want to see me. And the next day, he came to my home with an officer, and he gave me the citation for this person. And I was very astonished, Your Honor, because at the entrance of that area, I didn't notice any sign posted. And I have the picture showing the entrance there's no sign. Then I was confused. So I was driving a little more to see what is the sign, what I missed. And Your Honor, I can send you the presentation to a clerk showing the photos and videos of that location. The sign is posted on a beach and where it's going down to the slope of the road. And it is a broken dirt road with a lot of potholes and rocks. And Your Honor, when we are going down to the slope on the side, and if it is a dirt road with rocks, everybody will definitely miss that sign unless you know where the sign is So I know that signage should be somewhere. So I was looking for it and I found it. But my friend who was driving the car, he couldn't see it at all at the beginning. So I need to show it. So when we're going down to the slope of mountain road with the dirt and the broken rocks, we mostly focus on the road. So the sign, according to the Texas Penal Code 30.05 criminal trespass, it says a sign or sign posted on the property or at the entrance to the building reasonably likely to come to the attention of intruders, indicating that the entry is forbidden. But Your Honor, it is placed such location that it is not reasonably like to come to the attention to the intruder. And when I went to the fishing spot, I noticed a sign that only says no swimming. So when some lakes say no swimming, then it can easily come to my mind, okay, then it's good for fishing and it is good for boating also, because they specifically say no swimming. So I didn't have any intention of thinking it can be private like that, because there are no signs there, is nothing like that. It's just no swimming, no trespassing, nothing that at all. I have the picture of that location too, where I see, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, the only error I did during this whole time is that I missed a tiny sign near evening time on a side of a piece of a dirt road on a high slope and rock and potholes. And my friend also said you can simply deny everything, because people make stories in the Facebook and nobody lie and nobody, it is not like an evidence. You can make a story to make friends. You can simply say, no, I didn't go there. I just make a story to make some friends there. But Your Honor, I am, this is my character and I have courage enough to say the truth. So I didn't lie. When Ordonka said he will agree with me, I was very cooperative and I just said, yes, I went there, but I didn't notice any sign. That I told him. So, okay. Your Honor, as the evidence shows, the incident happened due to the lack of accurate information, because everywhere in Google, everywhere people give information. It's a good place for fishing and it is a good place to visit and it is not private, it's public, open for public. I can show all the documents, Your Honor. And the local radio channel and the official pages, everybody promoted that place. There is nothing about, I couldn't find that it can be private. And the signs that are posted, it was not properly posted. It was not at the entrance or somewhere it is clearly visible. And also, Your Honor, the defendant, me, has a very clean record, and I never even have a traffic citation. I follow the law. I am obedient to the law all the time, Your Honor.
Okay.
So I am not a criminal, Your Honor. I am just a scientist who like to do research every day and night to save people from accident and to provide a good road. And I do research with Texas Department of Transportation. The land belongs to them, later I know, and I was astonished. So I got the citation to my friend's company kind of thing, and I was astonished. It's a lot, but Your Honor, I am very sorry that I should pay more attention, even if it's on a dark road and slope and dark. But Your Honor, considering all the facts and circumstances, I am requesting you to drop the case with or without a warning. Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Warden.
Okay, Ms. Papadakis, any questions of Mr. Muhyiddin?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I just did a quick Google research and it does say some reviews say that it's private property. So I don't know what kind of research. Did you go into Google to research?
Mr. Muhyiddin, that's a question?
I hear you clearly, Your Honor, but I couldn't seem to.
Yes, did you go to Google to research the accessibility of the lake?
Yes, I go to Google and I have all the pages for it. So this is the open place for public and it's a good place for fishing. And also the official, some radio channels here, they said it's a very nice place and we can go.
Some what? Radio what?
It's a radio channel here, local channel. Its name is KLAQ 95.5 FM. that channel that also focused that place and promoted that place, that you can go there. It's a nice place to visit and fish. So I have all those documents in a presentation I prepared for today, but yeah, I couldn't connect the Zoom.
Any further questions?
No, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Moedan, you can't, other than the owner of the property, you can't rely on some third party to give you permission to go on somebody else's property. I'm gonna find of guilty, but I am going to defer it as long as you don't have any other citation within 60 days. This will be this will not be under record, okay? But you're gonna have to pay the court costs.
I just missed the last comment.
I said I'm going to issue a finding of guilty, but I'm going to defer it. I'm going to defer it for 60 days, provided you do not get any other citations within that 60-day period. This case will be dismissed without a finding of guilty, and conditioned upon you pay the court costs. You understand?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. I'm gonna, if y'all can, Warden Carr, if you stay on, but Mr. Moedan, I'm gonna hang up on your line, okay? Thank you. Okay, so I think I saw another one. There is
There's David.
David Warning, yeah, okay.
Yes.
There he is, okay. So Juanita, you can see him too?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so we're looking for Mark Schumacher. That's his other one.
Okay.
Then there's somebody named Warden Cones. Is that a game warden? Is Cones a game warden?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we can go to Warden Cones after Mr. Carr. Mr. Waring, if you want to unmute, please. There's a blue button on your screen. On your screen, on your picture of you, there should be a blue button. It says mute or unmute. There we go.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Waring, if you raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Waring, you were cited for criminal trespass. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay. Mr. Papadakis, do you want to call your first witness?
Yes, Judge. The state calls Game Warden Samuel Carr.
Yes, sir.
Will you please state your name?
My name is Samuel Carr.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a Texas game warden for Texas Parks and Wildlife.
How long have you been a game warden?
Been a game warden about 1.5 years.
Do you have any other experience as a certified peace officer?
Yes, sir. I served as a reserve deputy for the Hudspeth County Sheriff's Office for about 8 months before I took this job.
Okay. And what are your current duties?
My current duties are as a state police officer for the state of Texas. I enforce all the state laws of Texas, and I also enforce the Parks and Wildlife Code, which includes hunting, boating, and fishing laws.
Do you recognize the defendant?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you recall what occurred on November 7th, 2020?
Yes, sir. We were on routine patrol. We were patrolling the Portland Cement Reservoir when we noticed 2 individuals trying to launch a jet ski into the water at Portland Reserve Reservoir.
Okay. Were you wearing a uniform on that date?
Yes, sir, I was.
And were you on a marked vehicle?
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay. Are there any signs that says that you cannot be in that reservoir?
Yes, sir. There's a no trespassing sign at the entrance of the property, and there are multiple signs around the lake that say no trespassing and no swimming.
Okay, thank you. Judge, I pass the witness.
Mr. Waring, do you have any questions of Warden Carr?
No, sir.
Okay, what would you like to state?
I think that I'd like to first thank you for your willingness to hear about this and review the matter. We were cited for criminal trespass, as you know. We absolutely had no malicious or criminal intentions when entering this property. We basically were there, as the officer stated, to test out a jet ski. I build motors as a hobby for jet skis. And we were there that day to try a motor out and tune it as necessary. We'd been there a couple times, or I had been there a couple times before. We had seen some signs. Even the officers indicated that while there were still some signs there, that many of them had been knocked down or destroyed or some matter of that. But yes, we did see the signs. I think my biggest contention is that we were not involved in any criminal activity. We were basically doing some recreational activity. And I hate to see the criminal implications of something like this for such a minor activity.
Okay, Ms. Papadakis, any questions?
No, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Waring, I'm familiar with the lake. It seems like a small lake to be testing out a jet ski on. And it seems that's just common sense would say this isn't the location to do this.
Well, that's probably very true. It is very small. Unfortunately, as you're well aware, there are no lakes in the El Paso area. And at the time, the lakes up in New Mexico had been closed to Texas residents due to the COVID situation. And so we really didn't, I know it's wrong now, certainly, but didn't have any other options. We had talked with the folks at Sunland Park about using their lake and doing exhibitions for them and things of that manner. My buddy Rick Treviso has even gotten a hold of the Department of DOT, I guess it is, that owns the property, and offered to lease the property, or if they'd allow, even just make sure that he had ample insurance and all that to be able to use the property. And they hadn't ever responded back to him. So I can't really alibi what we did. I'm just simply saying that I don't think it was a criminal ding. It wasn't malicious. We weren't people.
I don't think you have any criminal intent, but I am going to issue a finding of guilty, but I am going to defer it. So provided you don't get any citation for a period of 60 days. And this is a little bit more of a, the activity was just a little more than that for that size. So there's going to be a special expense fee of $75. So you're going to pay a special expense fee of $75. And the court cost, and is provided you don't get any ticket or citation or finding guilty of a citation within that 60 days, it'll be dismissed at the conclusion of the 60 days.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And we have your email, and we'll email you a copy of this, okay?
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And also, I'd like to mention that the officers were very courteous, and I appreciate everything they do and the way they treated us there. It was very professional. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure Warden Carp appreciates that. Thank you, Mr. Warden. You take care.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I don't see Schumacher on there. Juanita, do you?
No, I don't, Judge. I just sent a message to everybody in the waiting room, just letting them know that to be sure that their full names are on there so that it makes it easier for you.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So in Schumacher, how did he receive notice, or how do we get notice to the defendants?
It was mailed, Judge. They were all mailed to them.
So Mr. Papadakis, are you doing these in other courts? How are they handling the ones that don't show up?
We either issue a continuance or I've had some judges issue a warrant.
Okay. Let's see. I had Warden Carr.
Yes,
Mr. Warden mentioned that he had somebody else with him. Is that Schumacher or was the person cited or no?
the individual that was with him was cited by Warden Combs.
Oh, okay. So that's a different.
Yeah, Mr. Shoemaker it was cited on another date, I believe.
Another day, okay. So the other was Matthew Hubert. Is that what it is? Herbert, Matthew Herbert. Okay, so they're both here. Okay, I guess since we're just starting, I'm going to give them the benefit that they didn't get the notice, and we'll continue. We'll reset Mr. Schumacher's. Okay. So thank you, Warden Carr. That's all of yours?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to bring Cones on. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Your Honor.
He's getting mixed up. So let's bring on Herbert, Warden Cones. Morning, Warden Cones. You can unmute. It should be a blue button on your screen. Mr. Herbert, you can hear me, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, sir. I suspect you can hear me. Okay. Each raise your right hand. Mr. Herbert, you swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Herbert, you were cited operating an unregistered motor vehicle in fresh water. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay. Papadakis, you'd like to call your first witness.
Yes, sure. The state calls Mr. Cones.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cones, could you please state your name?
My name is Freeman Combs.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a Texas game warden, state police officer.
How long have you been a Texas game warden?
I've been in El Paso 3 years.
And do you have any other experience as a certified peace officer?
No, sir.
Okay. And what are your current duties?
To protect and preserve all the wildlife of the state and to uphold any state law. So our main focus may be conservation, but we uphold all state laws in the state of Texas.
Do you recognize the defendant?
Yes, and it's been about 2 years. I do recognize him, but I do have a picture on my phone video. It's been a few years. I believe this happened back in February of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, I do recognize him. He was with one of his friends that day, sir.
And do you recall what happened on or about January 2, 2020?
Yes, sir. I was called out by one of the citizens in El Paso, one of the fishermen fishing on the Rio. And it's a big problem when the water gets very low here in El Paso. They like to off-road in the water. There's a couple different laws that they're breaking. I cited him on the Class C, which is to operate a motor vehicle on public freshwater. But the IWBC actually wants us to trespass people, which is a Class B misdemeanor, and arrest them. But typically, we like to cite the lowest level and work with people instead of taking them to jail and towing their vehicle.
Okay. And were you wearing a uniform on that date?
Yes, sir.
Were you on a marked vehicle?
Yes, sir. I was in my marked unit that has state police on the tailgate, state police on the windshield, and Texas game warden on the door.
Okay, thank you, sir. No further questions, Judge.
Mr. Herbert, do you have any questions of Warden Combs?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Okay, what would you like to say?
Well, the location where we had entered the river, this was our first time ever doing it. There was no posted signs for trespassing or no motor vehicles in that section, and we entered at a gate between a neighborhood of
Rosinante and Wild Willow. Yeah, it's here on the west side by Country Club.
Everybody froze. Uh-oh, hold on. It froze there. You left off where you entered. If you can start from there.
Yes, Your Honor. So we entered, like I said, we entered through the gate, the corner of Rosinante and Wild Willow. There were no posted signs at the time stating that there was no motor vehicles in that area, as well as these gates were opened. So that, you know, we didn't think much of it going into it.
Okay. You weren't cited for trespassing though.
Correct. It was the operating of a motor vehicle in the fresh water, and I wasn't aware that we weren't allowed to be driving in the river.
Okay. Ms. Papadakis, any questions of Mr. Herbert?
No, Judge.
Warden Collins, you had your hand up. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, yes, sir. You know, historically, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, there wasn't a whole lot of enforcement on it. And with the recent rains, IWBC has really been, they really want us out there because they have to go out there and fix those levees. The environment, I only cited them on the Class C because the environmental side of them driving it on the state law. But the issues that come with people off-roading in the river is they actually mess up the levee. And then with all the recent rains, it actually shows. And in that same areas, we've been having a lot of flooding right there at the Executive and Paisano area. And it's all the off-roading that's helped erode that that levee.
Okay. Mr. Herbert, anything else you'd like to say?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to issue a finding of guilty. I am going to defer it for a period of 60 days, provided you pay a special expense fee of $75 and the court cost. And you don't receive any citation in that 60 days, the citation will be dismissed. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you have to pay the court cost, the special expense fee, and no citation in the 60-day period. Okay, we will email you a copy of this order. Thank you, Mr. Herbert. If you want to leave the meeting, Mr. Warden Collins, if you just stay on for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Do you have any other ones, Warden Collins?
You know, I don't think I do today. I think that was the only one. I know my partners had a couple, but I think that was the only one I had.
So he mentioned your partner, and I've already forgotten his name.
There's Gustavo Armand or Samuel Carr.
Mr. Warden Carr.
Yes.
You were, there was another individual with another defendant, a David Waring. They were testing a what do you call it?
Was it trespassing?
Jet ski.
Jet ski, thank you.
Okay, yes. They were trespassing.
That defendant didn't, I don't see him on the list. I guess he must have paid it or something, or you may not know.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I know there was multiple people there that day that we cited.
Okay.
But I only had the one citation that was emailed to me for court today.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
For showing up today.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank
You too. Juanita, do we have any other officers?
Judge, I show Hector Delgado, if we can just go ahead and dismiss him. Because I show that for his case, there was an entry of appearance that was filed.
On he just has one, there's an entry of appearance.
Yes, he just has one, so.
Do I have it? Delgado?
No, Judge, I removed it from the list.
You have it, okay.
Yes. Mhm.
None of these other ones are, you don't recognize any officers in these other names?
No, I don't.
Wow. Wow, okay, well, let's see.
Maybe you should just let them all in, maybe?
Yeah, let's, yeah.
That would probably.
Let me just double check. If I don't mind. Okay. There's one marked court. I'm gonna see who this court is.
And Hector Delgado hasn't said any, right?
No, he hasn't. I guess he's not in front of it. Who, the screen marked court, if you can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, your name?
Officer Spencer Doss.
Okay.
Number 17, Judge.
17, thank you. And you just have the one, Officer Doss?
Yes.
And Javier Vera, let's see Javier Vera. Javier Vera. Mr. Delgado, if you can connect to audio. You connect to audio. There you go. Now if you can unmute. There you go. Okay, Mr. Delgado.
Yes, sir.
Juanita, you want to tell him? I don't know which one's his.
You're dismissed on the one case that you did have. There's been an entry of appearance filed, so it'll be reset for another day with an attorney.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Officer Doss, I'm going to hold you just for a minute just to see if somebody else signs on. I'm going to put you out in the waiting room. I'll come back to you, okay?
Okay.
I just want to see who you are first, but we're going to put you back out, okay? Okay, I think I'm just going to take them one by one, Juanita, just to make sure that they're not somebody else's name.
Okay, Judge.
I'm just going to start with the top, Celaya. Like for instance, I don't see any defendant named Adrian Celaya. Am I missing something? Adrian Celaya? I'm going to bring Celaya on to find out who Celaya is. Does anybody, do you see them on the docket at all? Celaya?
I didn't see them either, Judge.
Okay. Let me see who they are. And Carson. I don't see the next one either, Ellen Carson. Anybody see an Ellen Carson?
I see Christopher Carson, number 31.
Number 31, okay. Okay. Bring them on too and see what we. Okay, Mr. Celaya, if you want to come back on. Okay, your name? Need to unmute. Need to press the blue button, unmute. It's a button on your screen where your picture is. Need to unmute. Mr. Carson?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, you are Christopher Carson, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Juanita, I don't have 31. Is there a reason I don't have 31?
They're all there, Judge.
They are?
Yes.
Oh, wait, let me see, hold on. Right here, never mind. Christopher Carson, Arturo Valdez, nothing from Arturo Valdez, correct?
No, Judge, and I don't know if he's on there.
Okay, Mr. Carson, you were cited for speeding. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, okay. Mr. Carson, we don't have an officer. I'm going to dismiss. We will email you a copy of the order, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm going to leave the meeting, please.
Okay.
I have.
To
next
leave
is
the
an-
meeting. Oh, that's it.
Okay. We have an RC Fada. I don't see an RC Fada either. Needs the connective audio. Anybody see an RC Fada?
No, Judge.
Okay, Fada, can you unmute?
Yeah, there it's unmuted.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Gerardo Luis Ibarra.
Gerardo Luis Ibarra.
Number 18, Judge.
18, thank you. Okay, Mr. Ibarra, you were cited for disregarding a traffic control device. How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
What was that?
You were cited for disregarding a traffic control device. How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Traffic control device. What is that?
Citation. You received a citation on where's the date here? It's on the corner of Pelicano and Berryville Street. The stop sign.
Belvedere.
Pelicano and Berryville Street.
It was a stop sign, you say?
Yes.
I don't remember of that. I don't remember that occasion, but what you say I could plead?
Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Would no contest make a difference?
No contest. You want to plead no contest?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You want to take the driver's defensive driving course to have it dismissed?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Judge, he doesn't
Yes.
have a Texas driver's license.
Well, he can still take it though in New Mexico, could he not? If with my discretion?
That's fine.
No?
Yes, Judge, I do understand that it's up to the judge's discretion. He doesn't need to have a Texas driver's license to take the driver safety course.
Okay. Is there any difficulty in entering it, Juanita, or?
No,
Okay.
Judge.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to allow you to take the driver safety course.
Okay.
Within 90 days, you got to pay the court costs and a completed certificate of the driver safety course. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. That's good, Judge.
Yes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll email you a copy. So you gotta pay the court costs, complete the driver safety course, and submit the certificate all within 90 days.
All right.
Okay.
And the driver's course, where can I take that, or will I be mailed the
You're in New Mexico, so you're gonna have to look that up. If you're in
All right.
Park, there's plenty of places in El Paso you can take it.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
and you can take it online as well.
All right. Okay.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have Adrian.
And the court costs, will I get mailed that, or will that be mailed to me?
Juanita.
I will be mailing you an order. Once you receive that, you have to pay the court cost, which is $144.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to leave the meeting, please? Thank you. The next one I have is Adrian Celaya. Adrian Celaya. Celaya, can you hear me? Can you unmute, please? Need to unmute. On the screen, it's a blue button.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, your name?
It's Octavio Celaya.
Octavio Celaya.
Are you under Octavio Gallegos? Sir?
Octavio Adrian. Yeah, that's my second middle.
Okay, so that would be
name.
number 7, Judge.
7. Okay, Mr. Celayo or Gallegos, you were cited for driving the wrong way on a one-way. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Well, I'm not sure. The thing is that I was new to the area when that happened.
I'm gonna have to have a plea, either guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
Not guilty.
Okay. This is Carlos Azacarte. We haven't heard anything from Carlos Azacarte?
No, Judge.
Okay, does he just have the one or is there more? Looks like he just has the one. If we do not have an officer, I'm going to dismiss the case.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Other people have, oh, there's Schumacher.
Should I just hang up or leave the meeting or?
Leave the meeting, please.
All right. Thank you.
I'm going to bring Mr. Schumacher on, and then I'm going to see if we can contact well, we'll take, if it's not guilty, then we'll see if we can contact Officer or Warden, I can't remember his call's name, but
Carr.
Carr, thank you.
He's usually good in answering, Judge, so.
Okay. Mr. Schumacher, you need to unmute, please. It's a blue button on your screen.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, Mr. Schumacher, we were set at 9 o'clock. You didn't log on. The warden was on. Depending on your plea, we may have to contact him. You were cited for, let me find yours 1 second. You're cited for criminal trespass. How would you like to be? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay, Mr. Schumacher, I'm going to place you out in the waiting room. We're going to contact Mr. Warden, the game warden.
Okay.
He was already on. We dismissed him because he didn't show.
My apologies. My error.
Okay, so we're gonna contact him. We'll let you know here in a few minutes what our.
All right. I appreciate your grace on this. My error.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay, there's another one that's signed on, S. Hernandez. No, oh, there's an iPhone. Let me see this iPhone is. Jacob Janzek. No. Need to unmute. No, you're not even connected to audio. You need to get your audio. Can you hear me? Your audio? Connect to audio? Okay, it looks like we have an officer too. It looks like Hess Hernandez is probably Desmond Hallbaugh. Okay, can you unmute, please?
Yes, sir.
Your name?
Carl Wilson.
What was the first name?
Carl, C-A-R-L.
Listen.
Number 5, Judge.
Carl Wilson. Alfredo Amaya. Okay, Mr. Wilson, you were cited for speeding. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, we do not have an officer. I'm going to dismiss it. We'll email you a copy of the order. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Leave the meeting, please.
Okay.
Bring on an F.S. Hernandez. S. Hernandez, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Are you an officer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you point the camera at you or?
Let me see.
Space.
Is it
There
go?
we go.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Do you just have the one citation, Yasmin Balk? Is that your only one?
Yes. Yes, Judge, that's the only one that she has. And I believe Yasmin is.
Yes,
logged
I'm
on.
not. Ms. Halbach, if you can connect to audio. Like she's in the radio business. Officer Hernandez, do you have recall?
I'm not even sure which citation it is.
Juanita, can we?
You can share the citation, Judge.
Oh, okay, I'll share it. Okay, hold on, let me find it. One second. One second. Okay, one. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Ms. Hallbeck, if you can unmute. You done unmute?
Hello?
Hear me? Yes, okay. Each raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay, let me try to bring it up on the screen. 1 second. This is not cooperating for some reason. I'm trying to bring it on the screen. Can you see that?
I see it's working. It's processing to open it up.
Yes,
Okay.
here we go. Okay, let me bring up the mutation. It's parking in a handicap zone is what the offense is.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the share just for a minute to see if I can speed it up some.
Okay.
And go back to it, see if it comes up. Okay. Enlarge it.
You know what, Your Honor, I do not have any recollection of this. I remember the area, but I can't say for certainty where exactly it took place and what parking spot.
Okay, your turn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Halbach, we're going to dismiss the case, okay?
Okay.
Thank you all for showing up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if you need each, that's your only one, correct, Officer Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay, thank you all. If you all want to exit the meeting, please.
Okay, thank you.
Next one is Eric's iPad. I'm not sure who this is. At a time, just to kind of speed this up. Eric's iPad, if you can unmute and identify yourself, please.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, my name is Eric Lenhart.
Eric what?
Lenhart.
Lenhart.
Number 34, Judge.
Thank you. Lenhart, you're cited for speeding. How did you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Extreme circumstance, sir.
It's either going to be guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
I believe that no contest.
Okay. Do you want to state something?
If I may, please.
Sure.
Okay, my Uncle Paul had been put into the hospital and he was in a fentanyl coma. They induced a fentanyl coma. I needed to get my medication and then get back to the hospital. They didn't know if he had 10 days, 10 minutes. I was concentrating on the road in front of me, not the speed I was going. That's my mistake.
My, well, I don't, how did it turn out? Is your uncle?
He passed 2 weeks later.
I'm sorry to hear that. My sympathy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the right to take the driver's safety course. If you take the driver's safety course within 90 days and pay the court costs, the case will be dismissed, okay?
How do I take a driver's safety course?
Are you in El Paso?
No, sir. I live in Las Cruces, but I can go to El Paso.
Well, there's numerous locations, I'm sure in Las Cruces as well, but either El Paso or Las Cruces, or you can even take it online. Just complete the course within 90 days, submit the certificate of completion and pay the court costs, and it'll be dismissed.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. You take
You
care.
have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Jacob Janzak, you can unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, does anybody know the number of Mr. Janzak? Is that your name? Yes, I found it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 28. Mr. Janzak, you were cited for disregarding a red light. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Okay. Anything you'd like to state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 17.
You're 17?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have to take the driver's safety course within 90 days, plus the court cost, okay?
Okay.
Are you familiar with the driver's safety course?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, there's numerous locations to take it. You can look it up online, or you can contact the court. We'll give you a list. You complete the course within 90 days, submit the certificate and pay the court costs, and it'll be dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. If you want to leave the meeting, please. Next, Felipe Martinez.
Number 32, Judge.
32, thank you. I'm gonna bring two on. Oh no, let's see if he can. I'm gonna bring another one on. It's gonna take him a period of time. Juanita, any luck on getting a hold of Warden Carr?
No, Judge, I only have an email. I sent him an email, but if he doesn't see his email.
And is there another warden we have the number of that maybe we can call them and have him call? Have them or call him?
Let me check, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, is Mr. Gore available? Mr. Gore, can you hear me? Mr. Martinez, I don't think you have audio yet. Mr. Martinez, I don't think you're connected to audio. It looks like Mr. Gore. James Gore. No. Felipe Martinez. Oh, there we are. There's Mr. Gore. Hey, Mr. Gore. Can you hear me, Mr. Gore? No? Can either of you hear me? Felipe Martinez or Mr. Gore, can you hear me? Mr. Gore can hear me, you're nodding, but you don't have audio yourself, huh? There should be a microphone icon on the toolbar at the very bottom. Is it on? It's on. Mr. Martinez, if you want to unmute. It's a blue button on your screen. If you, there you go.
Yes.
Mr. Gore, I'll give you a minute to see if you can get your audio.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Who said got it?
Oh, me.
Okay. Omar.
Felipe Martinez.
Felipe Martinez. You're not Omar Martinez?
Felipe Martinez.
Felipe Martinez. Okay. See Felipe Martinez's number?
32, Judge.
32. to Martinez, you were cited for speeding. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty, sir.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, we don't have an officer. We're going to dismiss the ticket, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gore. Have you gotten audio? No?
Yes.
You want to try logging off and logging on? Maybe that would fix it. Just log on, and when I see your name come up, I'll bring you in. Ms. Martinez, if you want to leave the meeting, please.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
If you want to leave the meeting, there should be a note that says leave meeting, a red button says leave meeting.
Okay. Leave me. Stop video or?
Leave meeting or something like that.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Jesus Martinez. Could be Omar Martinez. Mr. Martinez, if you can unmute. You can unmute. I can't hear you. Blue button.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
your name? Your name?
Hello, how are you today?
Good. Your name?
My name is Jesus Martinez.
Jesus Martinez. Okay.
Number 16, Judge.
16. Thank you. 16. Mr. Martinez, you
Yes,
were
sir.
cited for drove wrong way on a one-way. Possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes.
Judge,
Yes.
Yes, that was it.
that officer is logged on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The officer is logged on. He's the one that's under court, I believe.
That's Carr.
No, that's the officer for this case.
I think that was Mr. Officer Spencer, not Spencer.
Oh, is that Spencer?
I
Oh,
think so.
Yes.
yes,
we
you're
can ask
right.
him.
You are right.
Officer Spencer, I don't want to keep you waiting. Which one are you?
It's a traffic ticket, parking ticket.
Mr. Spencer's is?
Officer Spencer is number 17 for parked in a handicap zone.
Okay, Mr. Spencer, since this is just the first time us doing these online, I'm going to reset it and give him another opportunity to appear. So you will receive notice of the resetting, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna let you dismiss you, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Martinez.
Yes, sir.
Wrong way on the one way and is that paraphernalia?
Yes, sir.
How would you want to plead?
I pleaded not guilty a while back already. Back in January the 22nd, I believe. That's what it says here. So this ticket is over 2 years old. So it's very vague. I remember very vaguely. So
Okay, so you're gonna plead not guilty?
yes, because whenever I did get that ticket, it was on McAllenton Canyon. So the lanes weren't very noticeable. They're very sparse. So
Okay.
That's why I wanted to plead not guilty.
On both citations?
Yes.
Okay, anything, Mr. Papadakis?
No, Judge.
Okay, we have no officer. We're going to dismiss.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martinez. If you want to leave the meeting, please.
Alrighty, so I could leave the meeting already?
Yes,
All right, sounds good. Thank you. You have a good day, all right?
You too.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
I take Mr. Gore. We take Ms. Kerr, Mr. Gore. Okay, if you can unmute, Mr. Gore. There we go. Still can't. hear you. Here, Mr. Gore, what, are you logging on your computer desktop? Okay, can you chat and send me a phone number that I can call you from? That way we can get your audio. Ms. Kerr, if you can unmute, we'll be right with you. It's a blue button on your screen. Okay, I'm going to give you a call.
Okay.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, Ms. Gore. How are you doing?
Yes, I apologize. I
have no problem. Okay, you were cited for unsafe speed. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay, we don't have an officer present. I'm going to dismiss. We'll email you a copy of it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ms. Kerr, you're cited for a stop sign or disregarding a stop sign or yield sign. How would you like to be? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay, not guilty. This is Officer Rivelis. We have no officer present. We're going to dismiss. We'll email you a copy of the order.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Mr. Gore and Mrs., if you want, I'll put him left. No, Mr. Gore is still on there. Put him in waiting room. Okay, so we have Schumacher waiting, but still no. Next one is Nicole Aguirre and Omar Martinez. I'm going to allow them. Mars, number 35. Nicole.
Number 19, Judge.
Thank you. 19, okay. Mr. Martinez, if you can unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello, Mr. Martinez. You were cited for speeding. How would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, he has 2 citations.
2 citations, I'm sorry. Thank you. Another citation was following too closely. Was this an accident, Mr. Martinez?
No, Your Honor, it was yeah, may I explain, Your Honor?
No, how would you like to plead on the following too closely?
No, not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, we don't have an officer on either one. We're going to dismiss. Okay, thank you, Mr. Martinez. If you want to leave the meeting, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Thank you. Mr. Papadakis, any of these that the officers don't show, if you think it's serious enough, request a continuance, I'll certainly entertain it.
Thank you, Judge.
Just waiting for Ms. Aguirre to get, let me try this R. Holguin. I hope this isn't an officer. Let's see. Mr. Carr's on, so we can take Mr. Schumacher next. Let's see who these two are. Aguirre is apparently not at her screen. R. Holguin just dropped off. Let them in, they dropped off. Okay, so I'm going to bring Mr. Schumacher and Mr. Carr. Okay, so we are at Mr. Schumacher. Okay, Warden Carr, Mr. Schumacher showed up, so thank you for logging back on.
Yes, Your Honor, of course.
Mr. Schumacher, if you want to unmute. It's a blue button on your screen.
Okay, there.
Okay, Mr. Warden Carr has already been sworn in. Mr. Schumacher, if you raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Schumacher asked you earlier what your plea was. You pled not guilty, correct?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
I asked you your plea earlier and you pled not guilty, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Mr. Papadakis, if you want to call your first witness.
Yes, Judge. The state would like to call Samuel Carr as a witness.
Okay.
Mr. Carr, could you please state your full name?
Yes, sir. My name is Samuel Carr.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a Texas game warden for Texas Parks and Wildlife.
How long have you been a Texas game warden?
I've been a Texas game warden for about 1.5 years.
And do you have any other experience as a certified peace officer?
Yes, sir. I was a reserve deputy for the Hudspeth County Sheriff.
And what are your current duties?
My current duties are as a state police officer. I enforce all state laws and also enforce Parks and Wildlife code to all hunting, boating, and fishing laws.
And do you recognize the defendant?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you recall what occurred on or about March 5th of 2021?
Yes, sir. I was on routine patrol in El Paso County when I drove into the Portland Cement Reservoir property and observed an adult male with several children near the bank of Portland Cement Reservoir.
Were you
I
wearing?
made contact with him. Yes, sir. I was wearing a uniform.
And you made contact with him, and then what happened?
I made contact with him and I questioned him as to whether he knew that he was trespassing. He informed me no, that he had walked in from a neighborhood. He did not drive in through the normal entrance. And I asked him how he heard about the reservoir, and he said that he saw it on YouTube and that he Googled it and then went out to the property.
And is this a private property?
Yes, sir, it is.
And is there a sign located in this property?
Yes, sir. There's multiple state of Texas signs and trespassing signs around the property.
Thank you, sir. I pass the witness, Judge.
Mr. Schumacher, do you have any questions of Warden Carr?
No.
Okay, what would you like to state?
Well, first of all, I did see the thing on Portland Cement. I did not see no trespassing signs. You know, I plead ignorance more than an act of volition or whatever. I was with my grandkids on an exploration hike or whatever. We had seen it on YouTube. It's listing in www.lakelink.fishworks.com and Bait and Tackle Shop as a lake. It's a freshwater lake. We parked our vehicle. You have access to it from I-10. It's south of where the parachuting place is and the golf thing. It is not clearly marked that it is private property. And we went in there with no malicious. We had no food. We had no drinks. We had nothing. We didn't fish or anything. It was just an adventure hike. And, by no means meant to violate any state Texas statute. And I don't believe it's clearly marked as he's saying. I think there are many access points to this lake that you can walk in and not find any signs. And it's private property, but I think it's TxDOT property. And I guess it's, and afterwards anyway, that's my defense.
Okay, Mr. Papadakis, any questions of Mr. Schumacher?
No questions, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Schumacher, I don't believe there's any malicious intent. I am going to find him guilty. I am going to defer it for 30 days, provided you don't have any other citation in that 30-day period. In payment of the court costs, they'll be dismissed.
Okay.
So you got to pay the court costs within 30 days and no other citation in 30 days, and it'll be dismissed.
Okay. I have to pay the court cost when?
Within the 30 days.
Oh, within 30 days. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Very
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Schumacher, if you want to exit the meeting, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is not the gentleman that was with the other gentleman that's in the jet boat, no.
No, sir. That I believe that was Warden Cones's case.
Oh, that's
and-
right. Yeah, we didn't know. Okay. Okay. Thank you all.
And how will I, one question, how will I be notified of the court cost?
How did you get notice of this? By mail?
Yes.
We could do it by mail, or do you have an email? We could maybe email it to you too. What's your?
Yeah, my personal email is ms.schumacher. Why don't you mail it to me? Because
Mail it to you. Okay.
and again, my apologies to you and to the game warden for my delay in getting on this morning, my error.
No problem.
All right, thank you.
So, Nicole Aguirre, are you there? Ms. Aguirre, you were cited for failure to maintain financial responsibility and speeding. How would you like to plead?
Not guilty.
On both or
Yes, sir.
both? Okay, we don't have an officer. I'm going to have to dismiss him.
And she did post a cash bond, Judge, so we can process the refund as well.
Okay. This is a get it, that you have a cash bond that will be refunded to you, but it'll take approximately 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, would it be mailed out, or would I be able to go to the precinct to pick it up?
I believe it's mailed out.
No, it's mailed out, and it'll be coming from the auditor's office, not from us. That's why it's a longer wait.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We have an R. Holguin and Salvador Gutierrez. Whoever's first to unmute. Mr. Salvador Gutierrez, if you can unmute. Looks like it's number 20. Mr. Gutierrez, if you can unmute. Our Holguin looks like she's connecting, or he's connecting to audio. Holguin.
I believe Holguin is number 15, Judge.
Thank you. Salvador Gutierrez. Okay. Mr. Gutierrez.
No hablo inglés. No hablo inglés.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Sí, muy buenos días. Yo soy intérprete, me llamo Andrea.
Sí.
Sí, muy buenos días. Les voy a estar traduciendo durante estas diligencias.
Gracias.
All right, good
Morning.
Buenos días.
This is, I just know this is Trooper A. Gutierrez. They didn't notify the court that they're going to be out of town on operation, will not be able to attend. So depending on the plea, the officer did contact the court, we could reset it. So Mr. Gutierrez, this is, you were cited for failure to control speed. How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Señor Gutiérrez, usted recibió una infracción por no controlar su velocidad. Necesitamos que usted se declare. Se puede declarar culpable, no culpable, lo que se dice no me opongo. Para hacerle saber, el oficial nos dijo antes de tiempo que no iba a estar presente, entonces dependiendo de cómo se declare, se tendrá que reprogramar su audiencia o lo podemos arreglar hoy mismo. Entonces, por la infracción de no controlar su velocidad, ¿usted cómo se declara? ¿Culpable, no culpable o lo que se dice no me opongo?
No culpable.
Not guilty.
When was the citation? It's 2 years old. I'm gonna go ahead and no officer, but we're gonna dismiss.
Ya que la infracción se le impusieron hace 2 años, le van a retirar los cargos. El oficial no está presente, se le retiran los cargos.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Y
Um,
ya es todo si quiere retirarse de la llamada. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
The screen R. Hogan, Rolando Hogan, I think.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're there? Do you have video?
Yes, sir.
Can you turn your video on?
Believe it's on, have the green light on.
I'm sorry?
Oh, share screen?
No, it's a video. There's like a camera icon on the very bottom. It should say start video.
Okay, yes. Oh, stop video. Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
You hear me? You see me?
Yes.
Okay.
You're an officer.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
I'm the defendant.
Oh, you are? Okay. Okay, you were cited for failure to control speed. This is an accident. How do you want to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty, sir.
Okay, this is Officer Joseph Delgado. Have we heard anything from Officer Delgado?
He's not here, sir. I don't think he's here.
No, Judge.
Oh, so he works in your same department and he cited you?
Well, let me tell you what happened, sir. It was a rainy day on March last year, and I pulled out of the parking lot and I hit the vehicle next to me, another unit. And so I came around and checked it and I reported it, and we made an accident report. But my chief wanted them to cite me, so that's why they cited me for that with that charge of failure to control speed. But the speed speed was not a factor in this. It was raining and the window was wet and foggy, so I couldn't see. So when I pulled out, I kind of nicked the side of the unit next to me.
Okay, but the bottom line is Joseph Delgado is in your same department?
Yes, he did the actual report because I hit another unit. I hit one of our own units.
Okay. He's not present today. He's not signed on, correct?
No, he's not here.
Okay. Have no officer present. I'm going to dismiss.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it? All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want to leave the meeting?
So do I get a dismissal order? Can I get that later from you all?
Yes, they will mail it out.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
What I do here? Stop video? Yeah.
No, leave meeting. Leave the button on the lower
Okay.
right-hand corner.
Okay, got you.
That's unusual. They're complaining, you're saying you might have been in the same room with them. Who knows?
Yeah, I heard there was an accident and I was gonna ask for continuance, but when I heard it was an officer hit an officer, I was like, oh.
Right. And the last two are Sergio Torres and Vanessa Damian. Sergio Torres.
That's number 4, Judge.
4. Vanessa Damian, I don't see. Vanessa Damian. Okay, Mr. Torres, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Mr. Torres, you were cited for speeding. Is that the only one? Let's see. Yes, you're cited for speeding. How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
No contest. Do you want to take the driver safety course?
I don't live in your guys' state. I live in New Mexico, in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, okay.
Yeah.
You tell me, do you want to take it or not?
No.
No, okay, it'll just be a fine.
Sure.
What was the speed? He was 74 and a 60. It's gonna be $150 fine plus the court cost.
Okay.
Please, Juanita, they send that in here, or how do we, can he stay on the line, or can you pay it now?
Yeah, I can pay it now.
You want to call back? Let me give you the phone number and you can call back.
Yeah, go ahead.
915
Huh?
534
534
3917.
3917. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Well, Vanessa Damien, if you can unmute. And if you want to leave the meeting, Mr. Torres.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it appears you're unmuted. Can you hear me? Vanessa Damien, you went from unmute to mute. Huh. Vanessa Damien, can you hear me? I don't see Vanessa Damien on the docket. Does anybody else?
No, Judge.
Okay, well, we've got quite a few no-shows.
Judge, I believe we do have somebody out here in the lobby. Can we go ahead and bring them in?
Sure.
Okay.
Excuse me one second. You told me about this and I forgot. They're out there. Vanessa Damien?
You want him up here back here?
Well, he can stand right.
Aquí, señor, mira, aquí, mira, aquí enfrente, por favor, aquí. Aquí, mira. Ándale. Ese es el juez Fish. Ya. ¿El inglés o español?
Buenos días. Aquí por el computador. ¿Sí me escucha?
Mira, no puedo ver.
Buenos días, soy intérprete.
No, aquí está otro intérprete. Okay,
now we're gonna get a camera that points at him.
Who's the cat? Oh, it's down there.
So it changed to Myrna Quinones. Myrna, what? We lost. Myrna Quinones, are you there? Did the name just change? I mean, I was calling a different name before.
Yes, Judge. I believe it changed. This is number 3.
So maybe can Myrna Quinones, can you not hear us? If you can't, can you send a chat? At the very bottom there's a chat, and if you can send a phone number in.
Buenos días, Mirna Quiñones. Si nos puede escuchar, por favor, háganoslo saber. No la podemos escuchar a usted. Si gusta poner en el chat un número telefónico para llamarle.
Remember Kovac, he's not here, no?
A ver, I can hear you. Mirna Quiñones says.
You can hear?
Mirna Quiñones sent the chat that she can hear us, but we can't
Oh.
hear her. No le escuchamos a usted, señor.
And that's your phone number? Okay, I'll give her a call.
Ajá. Y ese es un número telefónico. Y enseguida le llaman. Muchas gracias.
Ask her, is she signed on the same phone that she's gonna get this phone call from?
Ah, está llamando por Zoom en el mismo teléfono que le... Oh,
Here she is.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Quinones?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna have, okay. I was gonna say, are you talking on the phone that you're trying to get on Zoom?
No, sir, I'm on a computer.
Okay, so, okay, as long as we don't get feedback, we're good. Quinones, you were cited for a red light citation. How do you want to plead, guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay, and this is Alfredo Amaya, this is a CPS. Okay, we don't have an officer. I am going to dismiss, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, we will mail you a copy of this.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want, I'm gonna hang up, okay?
Okay, thank you.
That's what he's on?
Okay, yes, yeah, I can see it. Okay, Mr. Garcia, this is number 24. Mr. Garcia, you were cited, oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Nunez, you're gonna have to translate for him.
sí, muy buenos días. ¿Sí me escucha? Ok.
You were cited for failure to signal lane change. How do you want to plead, guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
A usted le pusieron una infracción por no poner direccional antes de cambiar de carril. ¿Cómo se quiere declarar? ¿Culpable, no culpable o lo que se dice no me opongo?
No sé qué contestar, si culpable o no culpable. Si quiere le digo lo que pasó y luego ya.
I don't know whether to say guilty or not guilty. If you would like to hear what I have to say.
I'm gonna have to take a plea first.
Tenemos que escuchar cómo se declara primero, antes de que de
I'll allow
cualquier...
you to say whatever you want, but I'm gonna have to take a plea first.
Sí, podremos escucharle ya después, pero primero tiene que declararse.
Inocente. No culpable.
Not guilty.
Okay, and this is Nerva Kovac. I don't have an officer present, so I'm gonna have to dismiss.
No está el oficial presente para hacer su testimonio, entonces a usted, señor, se le retiran los cargos.
Gracias.
Thank you.
¿No quiere escuchar lo que tengo que decir?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Okay, it's not gonna help you, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No sé, veo como ayude, pero adelante.
Lo que pasa es de que yo vivo en el área donde me dieron el ticket y estaba fachando para la escuela. Yo entré al área donde debe ir una pincel.
No lo escucho, señor. Disculpe.
I can try to tell you in English if you want. I try to tell you in English.
Whatever you're more comfortable in, whatever you want to.
Well, I come in on Wrestler. There was a school zone, and I get into the school zone, and it was a car coming so fast through the school zone. And I tried to stop it. I just moved to the lane in the middle. And before I get up from the area, I just moved it so fast because the person in the back, he just come my back. So I tried to move faster to the side.
So you were trying to block him from speeding through, or you're trying to avoid an
Yeah, I
accident?
tried to block it because the person was coming too fast into the school zone. So when the school zone almost finished, so I tried to get out because the guy in the back, he was in the back of me. And I noticed he was a police officer.
the call. No. Okay, okay, well, very, very good. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. It's going to be dismissed.
Thank you.
If you just want to wait in the lobby, we'll give you a copy of the dismissal. That way we don't have to mail it to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna give them a copy just of
Yeah.
the dismissal. I'll take that to one. You want me to take them all or not yet? Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Juanita, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we got 10 that didn't show up. But in that regard,
Thank you.
neither did the officer. So I think I'm inclined just to reset them. Your thoughts or?
Everybody's guilty, Judge, in my opinion. No, just kidding. Now that everybody's gone. It's up to you. That's fine. If you just want me to research.
I mean, in fairness to them, the officer didn't show up. So I think it'd only be right if the chance, and we'll just, if it's a second setting, I'll just have to monitor that it's a second setting.
Okay.
We'll try them again.
Okay, Judge.
Okay. Thank you all. I think it went, I think it went all right. I mean, it was a little, it's hard to find them, locate everybody, but the main problem is getting people to log on. You know, because if we just mail it to them, and these citations are somewhere over 2019, 2020, they may have changed addresses. And, you know, I think if I send out a warrant for their arrest and they were at a different address, I don't know. I think these first ones will reset. And as it gets.
I'm sorry, but on these, we do have plea forms that are signed and we are given their addresses.
Okay, well, good point. Thank you. So now I'm more inclined
I mean,
to,
unless anything did return, I think those, yes, we can go ahead and reset and see if we find a new address for them.
okay, well, thank you for pointing that out. So these that the officers didn't attend, I'm going to reset. But from now on, if they did sign it and they didn't show up, then we are going to do a warrant.
Juanita, can you guys hear me? Juanita, can you hear me talk?
Yes.
Okay.
But you're just hearing, what you're picking up
Yeah,
on the
but
mic
you know
here.
what, remember the feedback that was down here? It was from this computer because of the fact that okay, now there's gonna be feedback now. Can you hear it? Like there's feedback over here.
Yeah.
So then all you have to do is mute the speaker on this thing.
You need to speak on that one, okay.
Yeah, even though I didn't log on with a microphone on this, I didn't log on, so for the feedback, but like now there's no more feedback.
So it's best to log on without audio
Yeah.
and muted?
Uh-huh, because she could hear me, like I like right now, you can still hear me, right, Juanita?
Yes.
Yeah, so she can still hear me. Yeah, I went ahead and muted the actual speaker on the actual computer. Yeah, there it is.
There's a Richard Ronquillo. It's number 6. And Gustavo Armas, he did appear and he has no recollection. So we're not going to reset that one because I'm not going to bring him in so he can tell me he doesn't have an infinite recollection again. So we're going to dismiss that one.
Okay.
And that's number 6. And all the other ones we're going to reset. There should be 9. Okay. Well, thank you all.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Day.
I didn't even, sorry, I thought she was still on when I was talking to you. I thought it was just us.
No problem. No problem. Well,
That's the first time somebody said not feel good, and he still wants to tell the story.
Yeah, I was like, and I knew I'd give it away when you went like that. I was like, really? And I turned around and I was like, you couldn't see my reaction because I had my mask on, but I was like, really, dude? You're gonna try and ruin it for yourself?
I was speeding and then I.
Judge, actually, I was really speedy. So.
You gave us away, and you were trying to block somebody in, safe lane change, and you were trying to block somebody in, you're building the right away now.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't understand I didn't understand. At first I thought somebody was speeding through and he was trying to block.
Well, that's what he
them.
said.
No,
He was trying
that's
to
what
block
he
somebody
said.
from speeding to the school. So
Yeah, that's what he
so
said.
He decided to block children from going to speed, but you can't do that either.
But then he said, then it was an officer. I go, wait, was he blocking the officer?
He said it's best to run, go ahead and give him a ticket for that. It's confessed right now for infraction. Is that it, Judge? Is that it?
That's it. Thank you all.